Hello buddy, DK here, and welcome to another Transformers review. Today's review is going to be on the brand new Transformers Kingdom Battle Across Time 2-pack with Earth Mode Mirage and the Maximal Grimlock. Now, Earth Mode Mirage is a retool of Siege Mirage, and the Maximal Grimlock is a retool and repaint of the Kingdom Dinobot. Now, without further ado, before we jump into this, I do want to show you the packaging. It is very, very lovely. I really do like this artwork. Beautiful picture right there of Mirage and Maximal Grimlock right there. I really like how Maximal Grimlock looks in that picture. You got some nice images right there. There is the side. You got the Grimlock, or actually that looks like Dinobot. That looks like Dinobot, not Grimlock. So yeah, you have that, and then on the back you have your obligatory product shots right there. So very, very, very nice. And if you get the other Battle Across Time pack, which we'll be taking a look at in the next review, you can combine them and create a picture, which is actually pretty cool, which is, yeah, very, very cool. But without further ado, let's jump into the review. And we're going to start off with the standout of this pack. I will spoil it right up front, Kingdom Mirage. I absolutely love Kingdom Mirage. This is a huge improvement over the Siege Mirage, which is actually a figure that I actually like a lot more than a lot of people. But the Kingdom Mirage is an absolute definite improvement over the Siege Mirage. So here is Kingdom Mirage. We're going to remove his accessories real quick and we are going to jump into it. So first things first, the plastic quality and the tolerances on this figure are magnificent. So much better than the Siege figure. Now mine's actually not that bad anymore because I took some time to fix it up with some super glue and I was actually able to get it to be a lot less wibbly wobbly. Like, this still looks bad, but it was way worse before. So yeah, this is what you're looking at with the Siege figure, and this is what you're looking at with the Kingdom figure. Notice the difference? I certainly do. Yeah, this guy feels insanely better than the Siege Mirage, which is absolutely lovely, and he looks better than Siege Mirage as well. Not only does he not have these really ugly, clear plastic shins right there, which I just don't understand what the point of that was, but so this looks really great with that clear plastic blue right there, but he has so much more paint than the Siege Mirage. You can see you've got some beautiful work on the arms here. Instead of the black, you got the blue up there right there, and then you have some beautiful paint work on the forearms right there, which is absolutely lovely. Head sculpt is the same, but that's not a big deal. I think the Siege head sculpt is great, so very, very, very nice right there. Beautifully done right there. Love the way that this guy looks. I think his torso also looks a little cooler overall than the Siege as well. You got the little spoiler bits hanging off of the arms right there. Beautiful. Very, very lovely done. Yeah, I definitely think that the Kingdom Mirage is a huge improvement over the Siege in every department, honestly, but definitely the robot mode is a standout. So yeah, I really love Kingdom Mirage. He did a great job here. He's just as articulated as the Siege Mirage. You get some movement in the arms right there, like swivel right there. No swivel in the hand, but that is what it is. Legs go forward that far, a 90-degree bend at the knees, and you do have a lovely WFC Trilogy ankle pivot and a nice head sculpt. And the head sculpt is on a ball joint as well. Here's what the back looks like. Pretty good if you ask me. I think this looks pretty good comparing to the Siege one. In Dr. Lockdown's review, he kind of pointed out that there was some improvements made to the leg kibble right there, and it makes him look a little less like a mess from the side. Like, if you look at the legs from the side, it actually looks a lot better than how the Siege one looks, and I can definitely see where he's coming from right there. You can see the Kingdom one definitely looks a little better because the white just really, really, really looks a lot better in my opinion. So yeah, overall, I really think that the Kingdom Mirage is a huge upgrade from the Siege Mirage. Now, talking about accessories, this is where one thing actually I can give it to the Siege. The accessories that are included with Kingdom Mirage are a step down from the Siege because they are just the standard gray accessories right here. Like, it's the same accessories from the Siege one, but they're just gray and they're ugly. Luckily, if you have the Siege one, you can swap them, so you can give the definitive Mirage the better accessories. So you can give him the more accurate accessories right here, just from taking them from your Siege Mirage, which for me is going to be going into my my little storage bin over there. And we can give him these far nicer, more pretty accessories right there. Now, if you're stuck with the actual Kingdom ones, that it's honestly, like, it's not that big a deal. These will do just fine as the accessories for them, so it's not that big a deal. It's not necessary to go get yourself a Siege Mirage just so you can get him the better things as well. But if you have it, why not take advantage of it, right? So here is Mirage complete, and as you can see, they took away the shoulder peg right there, which is one thing I do not agree with whatsoever. I don't understand why they did that. That was a mistake. There are probably going to be hundreds of upgrade kits out there making something that like pegs into this and it just bricks off and then you can just plug it in right there. And I will probably get one at some point, but until then, you can make use of this peg hole right here that they put into the back. And what you do is you just plug it in right there and boom. This is about as good as you're going to be able to get without an upgrade kit. Or maybe, I don't know, you might be able to take a fossilizer or something and try and figure something out. I haven't been able to figure anything out, but I also don't really want to break apart my weaponizers just for one thing. And this works fine for me. I still think that this embodies Mirage pretty well with the rocket launcher just over his shoulder right there. I think that does look pretty cool. And the gun as well, beautiful. I thought the siege gun was really, really nice. So I think it's a pretty great thing that they gave it the same gun, because it's just, yeah, it's a really nice gun accessory overall. So overall, I know, okay, so when this guy was coming out, when this guy was first revealed, I said that I was really hoping this would be the micro masterpiece, the definitive G1 Mirage. And is he? Well, I do think he's the definitive G1 Mirage when it comes to chug. Like, if you are a chug collector and you want a definitive Mirage, this is easily your best bet. But I would not go as far as say micro masterpiece. I will say that. But we are winning a lot of battles right here with this Mirage, and this Mirage will absolutely do fantastically until we get another one in, like, I don't know, 5 years or so. But I do really like this figure. So there you have it. There is Kingdom Mirage. Overall, a definite win. Now let's talk about Maximal Grimlock, a retool of Kingdom Dinobot. Now, this is your opinion on this figure is going to matter what your opinion is on the Kingdom Dinobot, which I'll go ahead and grab right now. Now, if you loved the Kingdom Dinobot like I did, I absolutely love Kingdom Dinobot, then you're gonna love Maximal Grimlock, and I love Maximal Grimlock because, yeah, I love this mold. But if you're one of those people that doesn't like Kingdom Dinobot, and I know that they exist, you're not gonna care for this figure either, because he is the exact same figure as Kingdom Dinobot. But if you like Kingdom Dinobot, which I do, you're gonna love this guy because he is just as fantastic. There's no weaknesses. All of the joints are still magnificent. You still have that wonderful QC that Kingdom Dinobot had, and you get this magnificent head sculpt. Oh my lord, this might be my favorite thing of the whole set, honestly. This friggin' head sculpt is so good. This is one thing I was really excited. I'm sorry that I'm having a hard time showing it to you on camera. It'll be a little easier when I do comparisons. You'll be able to see it a little better, and I'll definitely showcase it a little better. But my lord, this head sculpt kicks ass. You got these beautifully picked out little green eyes in there and a lovely helmet. Man, I love this. Once again, I'll show it a little better when I do comparisons in just a second here, because it is a magnificent head sculpt that honestly, like, I think it might fit the body better than the Kingdom Dinobot. Like, the Dinobot head sculpt was always looked a little too small for the body because the body's super fat and bulky, but this guy, I think this body, this head, fits on this body way more, and I love this, man. So yeah, obviously you get the same accessories you did with Kingdom Dinobot. You get the tail that you remove from the back, and then you open it up, and you have the shield, and then you can remove the sword right there, just like with Kingdom Dinobot. I love these accessories with Kingdom Dinobot, so obviously I love them with Maximal Grimlock. So we can plug that in right there, and we can plug in his sword right there. And if you want to, hey, you could mix and match him with your Kingdom Dinobot accessories. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but hey, you could if you wanted to. And there you have Maximal Grimlock all done up like that, which is really cool. Now, one thing I'd like to show real quick before we get to comparisons with this, if you have both like me, and you would like to differentiate the figures a little bit, I'm going to show this in the review of the Sideswipe and Skywarp box as well. There are some things you can do with the figure that will kind of differentiate a little bit. And one thing I found, you could pop the dino arms out from the sides there, and then what I've done is you can open up the dino arms and you can kind of swing them around like this, and this is kind of what I've done, like this, and this will kind of differentiate them a little bit. Now, this is obviously all up to personal preference whether you want to try something like this out, but me personally, I actually think that looks kind of cool, having the dino arms come out like that. Like, this entire figure is a reference to an old Beast Wars toy, which was a Maximal version of Grimlock, but and they didn't have this in that original toy, so it's not that accurate. But honestly, like, this figure's not all that accurate to the original toy either. Like, the original toy had like black spots on the torso, and this one does not. It just has a solid black torso. So yeah, if you want to differentiate this figure more from Kingdom Dinobot, you could totally do something like this. Or another thing you could do is if we untransform him a little bit here, this is another thing that I was thinking, that I was messing around with. If we untransform him a little bit here, we could pop the dino head back up, just like this, and just get that out of the way right there. You can pop the dino head back up. 1 second here. And you can try something like that. I mean, it doesn't look very amazing, but hey, you can try it if you want to. If you want to differentiate this figure from Dinobot a little bit, I'm just showing you a couple things you could do to do that. But me personally, I think I'm just gonna leave the dino arms up like that, because I think that is kind of cool and it does help differentiate him a little bit from Kingdom Dinobot. So yeah, overall, I think Maximal Grimlock is also an absolute win. I don't think had they dropped the ball on the QC and the tolerances on him, I think he would have been a miss. But with the QC and the tolerances, he feels great. He's just as nice as Dinobot, and the addition of the wonderful, wonderful Maximal Grimlock head sculpt. Good lord, I love that head sculpt. Like, this guy's gonna be staying in my display just for that head sculpt alone, man, because that's an all-timer head sculpt right there. So yeah, beautiful figure and a wonderful retool of Kingdom Dinobot. So there you have it, everybody. That's the overview of the pack. Let's do some comparisons. Alright, for comparison, we're going to start off with Mirage, because I definitely think he's the star of the show here. Here he is with the Siege Mirage, and yeah, I feel pretty confident saying that the only thing that the Siege Mirage is winning over is the peg in the shoulder. That's it. I certainly would have preferred if there was a peg in the shoulder that I could plug the bazooka into, although this does work. Like, this will work until I can get, until I come up with another way, but yeah, there is absolutely no reason to compare anymore. Get out of here. We have a new definitive Mirage, so there you go. Here he is with King of the Sideswipe from the Battle Across Time 2-pack, the other one, and yeah, overall, I will say straight up, I like the Sideswipe figure, but we will talk about that a little bit later on, but in a future review. But there you have them together. I think they look really nice. And just for a couple of the Autobots, here is Sunstreaker right there. Here is Bumblebee. Just so you can get a sense of how he scales with one of the smaller dudes right there. Here's Trailbreaker. Here is Huffer. Here's Bluestreak. So you can see how he looks with the Earthrise Datsun mold. And lastly, with Earthrise Optimus Prime. So there you go. That should give you a good sense of how he's going to scale with all of your other G1 Autobots. Yeah, I feel pretty confident saying this is your new definitive G1 Chug Mirage. Alright, now real quick before we start comparisons with Maximal Grimlock, I just want to show a super up close of this head sculpt because it is magnificent. I'm still having a hard time showing off the eyes, but there you go. You can see the green eyes in there. Man, this head sculpt makes this figure worth buying alone. Look at that. There we go, finally. There you go. A nice shot of the head sculpt. That is an amazing, amazing head sculpt. But for comparison, first off, we'll bring in Kingdom Dinobot here so you can see how he looks with his mold mate right there. Two wonderful figures from the same mold. And what more can I say? There you go. And of course, here he is with the Studio Series 86 G1 Grimlock right there. So you can see how he looks with his G1 self right there. So yeah, we have two versions of Grimlock, two very different versions, but two great toys. And here he is with Optimus Primal. And here he is with Megatron. And, you know what? Here he is with the Battle Across Time Skywarp from the other Battle Across Time pack, which I will be reviewing very soon. So there you have that. And one more, just because I have him sitting over here. Here he is with Mainframe. So there you go. There you have your comparisons. Pretty sure nothing needs to be said about the scale. They scale perfectly with all your other WFC Trilogy figures. Alrighty, time for transformation. Now, obviously, I've shown this transformation on camera already, and this transformation, I've shown most of it because I've reviewed the Siege Mirage figure, but I am going to show both transformations. However, I am going to talk about Mirage's transformation because there's actually some serious changes to his transformation over Siege. They actually retooled this figure substantially, which is one of the things I really love about this figure. But Maximal Grimlock here, while I am going to show the transformation, it's going to be silent. So I don't feel like I really need to animate over this transformation because this figure's been out for a while now. A lot of you already know how to transform it, and if you don't, it should give you just as much of a show how to do it. Or you can just go watch my Dinobot review where I go over the transformation in a little more detail. But without further ado, transformation time. Alright, to transform Kingdom Mirage, you're going to flip in the hands just like so. We're going to untab the arms from right here. You can see you have a tab right there, and you're going to untab the arms from right there and just bring them up on both sides just like that and get them out of the way right there. Ready to come to the back, we're going to untap this little section right here, and it's going to fold down, and then you're going to take the wheels and you're going to fold them out just like this. Yes, very different from the Siege Mirage, but a definite improvement. So once you've done that, you're going to take the entire, this torso right here, you can see there's a pin right there, because that's a hinge, and that's going to fold out and come up like that. So this is all the new transformation steps for this guy over the Siege Mirage, and it's overall really, really nice. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to come to the legs, and these transform pretty much the same as the Siege figure. So you're going to come down here, twist it that way, you're going to flip this piece out on the little hinge right there, flip the
the foot in. You're going to rotate that piece out just like that, and then you're going to bring this all the way in and get that piece over there, and it will slot in place just like that. And then you're just going to collapse it in, and it will kind of tab in just like that. You have one side all done, and now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So rotate it this way, bring this piece out, flip the foot in just like so. Flip this entire piece all the way around just like that. That one kind of likes to pop off the hinge for me, but it just pops right back on, and I'm sure it won't do that forever. And then you're just going to get this piece in there, get it around there, get it tabbed in place, and then just collapse it in, and it will tab in place just like that. Now these pieces don't love to tab together, but you can get them to hold together enough. So you're just going to get that all tabbed in place just like that. And there we have the front of the car mode like that. And then you can come back here, and you actually have some tabs right there that are going to tab into the sides of the legs just like that. They don't stay in place tremendously well, but you can get them in there just like that. So you have that going on. Then you're going to take the head, rotate it around just like that. You can just see it just kind of stows away in there, and then you want to flip this piece back down, and that is going to tab in place right there, just like it will go in there. Just like that. There we go. And then you gotta bring the arms up on these hinges right here, bring them down just like that. Although you wanna get that tabbed in place. Like I said, those pieces don't love to stay tabbed in. And then you're just gonna fold the arms down like that. You're going to fold the spoilers back and connect them just like that. And then you're going to bring the arms in, connect the arms together and the spoiler back here. And then you're gonna bring it down, and it's going to tab into a couple slots right there. You can see you have a big slot right there. And I do believe that's the main place it's gonna flag into. So just bring that down and just get that tabbed in, and you'll feel it go in there just like that. And it is going to give me a bit of a hard time, but once you get it in there, then you have Kingdom Mirage in his Earth mode, Dragster mode, which yeah, looks really cool, doesn't it?
Both transformations are fun enough. I still really like Kingdom Dinobot's transformation. I think it's a lot of fun. Sometimes it clashes. You probably saw me kind of struggling with it a little bit there, but sometimes it clashes, but it is overall a pretty damn fun process. And Kingdom Mirage's transformation, I definitely think, is an improvement over Siege's. Although, once again, it does kind of like to fight you a little bit, but overall, I do think it's pretty worth it because this car mode is sweet, and it's so much better than the Siege mode, which we will show in just a second when I get to the vehicle mode comparisons. But I do really love the alt mode on Kingdom Mirage here. I think this looks lovely. Nice Autobot logo right there. Everything fits together pretty darn nicely overall. You got these tabs do kind of like to stay, do kind of like to come untabbed, but it is overall a very nice Earth Dragster mode. I think it looks really cool. I think the spoiler looks so much better on this one compared to the Siege one that just had that massive freaking spoiler. This one actually looks really nice. And then you have the nice cockpit right there, although it does look a little unfinished because I feel like there should be like a window or something right there, but hey, is what it is. Still really like it overall, and those arms kind of the hands kind of fold down to look like seats, I guess, so that is pretty cool as well. But overall, I really do like Kingdom Mirage's alt mode. I think it looks pretty cool. You get some nice decals right there, 26 right there on both sides right there, which is pretty damn nice. So yeah, pretty nice overall. Really like Kingdom Mirage's alt mode. And then Maximal Grimlock's alt mode, I mean, it's just Dinobot, but white and gray and black. They do have some nice speckling right here, which I guess is kind of a reference to the original toy, because like I said, they didn't do it on the robot mode, on the head for the robot mode, on the Dino mode head. But they did give some right there, so that is pretty nice overall. But besides that, he's just a Kingdom Dinobot. Like, he's just a white and black Kingdom Dinobot. There's really not much there's nothing to be said. I mean, it's just a white and black Dinobot. That's all there really is to it. He does have some nice green for the eyes right there, just like Dinobot, of course. He has a openable jaw and articulation here and some decent articulation in the legs. Yeah, it's just as nice as Kingdom Dinobot, which I absolutely love that figure. So yeah, although he doesn't have that really weird pink tip at the end of his tail, so that is also maybe even a little bit of improvement. I do like it. I mean, I do like it. Once again, it's just a black and white Dinobot, and I love the Dinobot alt mode, so obviously I love a black and white version of it. So yeah, there you have it. Alt modes are pretty sweet. One more thing before we move on to comparisons. You can store the Kingdom Mirages, you can store the guns in here. You just plug them into these nice 5mm ports up here. You can just plug the bazooka in right there and the rifle in right there. So there you go if you want to store those. Honestly, it doesn't look nearly as bad as a lot of other storage. Like this actually doesn't look too bad, honestly. You could probably get away with it. So yeah, pretty nice. And then for the little adapter, like I'm trying to see if there's if maybe there's like a place you could just like shove the adapter in. I don't know, you might be able to like shove it in there once you get it, because it'll probably be small. You might be able to just stick it in there, and that might be a decent place to store it. I don't know, using my imagination here. But yeah, overall, that actually doesn't look too bad having the gun stored on the side like that. So there you have it. Those are the alt modes. Alrighty, time for some more comparisons.
Alright, for comparison, first off, we'll bring in the Siege, and yeah, I don't think that there is any debate. Once again, I think that the Kingdom Mirage is an absolute slam dunk victory in this department. This looks so much better than the Siege overall. Like, I really just prefer the way that the Kingdom looks. I mean, obviously, the Siege one doesn't even really look like a Cybertronian vehicle at all. It still kind of looks like an Earth mode dragster, but this one looks just closer and better. So, yeah, pretty easy knockout win for me. And here he is with Bumblebee right there, so you can see how he scales with another Autobot figure right there. Here he is with Origin Bumblebee, just because I have him in his alt mode, just says why not. And one more for the same reason, I just have him in his alt mode right now. Here he is with Ectotron, just because, yeah, I have him in his alt mode right now. So there you go. And for comparison with Grimlock, here he is with his G1 self, the Studio Series 86 Grimlock. So there you go. And also, why not? Here he is with Ectotron. So there you have your comparisons.
So, final thoughts on the Kingdom Battle Across Time 2-pack with Earth Mode, Mirage, and Maximal Grimlock. I think this set is an absolute win. I really, really like this set. And honestly, like, this, I'll go ahead and spoil it right up front. This is definitely the superior Battle Across Time 2-pack. The other one's honestly a bit lackluster, but I'll talk about that in my review coming very soon. Yeah, this set is really great. They put a lot of love into this Kingdom Mirage. This definitely feels like the definitive G1 Mirage for quite some time. He's very nice. I really do like this figure a lot. They put a lot of love into this guy. There's lots of paint, there's lots of pins, and it's just a really nice overall deluxe class War for Cybertron Trilogy figure. I really like it. And then Maximal Grimlock, honestly, like, I was excited for this guy just after I saw the head sculpt, but honestly, like, I got him and I just really like him. Like, he's a lot of fun. I love this mold. I loved it on Dinobot, and I love it on Maximal Grimlock. It's really fun. It's really cool to have another version of Grimlock like this. This is kind of fun. And honestly, like, hey, technically, this is Grimlock, so if you somehow missed out on the amazing Studio Series 86 Grimlock, you could grab this and throw it in your G1 display. I mean, it's definitely not going to be perfect, obviously, but hey, it's better than no Grimlock at all, so I'm just saying. But yeah, I really do like Maximal Grimlock. I'm very happy with him. I love all the paint. I love this, like, brown color they used for the legs right here. It just looks really good. I love the head sculpt. Oh my lord, that head sculpt is to die for. So yeah, I really like Maximal Grimlock as well. So overall, I mean, we have two figures that I clearly like. This set is an absolute win. Let's go ahead. Let's give the Battle Across Time set after I drop Maximal Grimlock on the floor, but he is still perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and give the Battle Across Time Kingdom set an A tier. I certainly think A tier is a really good grade for this set. It's just solid. I mean, you got two good repaints, one very nice retool. Yeah, I mean, the Kingdom Mirage is an absolute improvement over the Siege Mirage. Gives you a wonderful Mirage for your Autobot collection, and the Maximal Grimlock is just a fun bonus. Like, if you really just want this set for Kingdom Mirage, I'm sure selling this off won't be too hard, because I think he's kind of cool, and I won't be selling mine off, because, like, I might not have any attachment to this version of Grimlock or the toy as a kid, but I can appreciate a dope-ass Transformer figure, and this is a dope-ass Transformer figure. Man, that head sculpt. Oh, that head sculpt, dude. But there you have it, everybody. A tier for the Battle Across Time 2-pack. Alrighty, everybody. Thanks so much for watching this video. Stay tuned. Next is going to be the Sideswipe and Skywarp 2-pack, which is definitely a little bit lackluster compared to this one, but we will talk about that very soon. So, without further ado, everybody, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like and subscribe for more Transformer content in the future. And this is TK Guillotine, signing out.